guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, I'm Mr. Williams, the school counselor. And this month, we have a new character word for the month. And we also have a special guest to introduce that word. Let's see if you can guess who the special guest is.
Compassion.
That one's easy. If you're in the first grade, we know that that's Mrs. Turner.
Compassion.
And the character word for the month is compassion. And all compassion means is caring about the feelings and emotions of others.
So, the first step in our road to learning about compassion is noticing when others are hurting. It's very important to notice when others are hurting because you can be a part of helping that person get over that situation. But we have to have our eyes open and we have to observe and pay attention to the people that are around us that we see every day. Our classmates. You might see your classmate walk in and they look a little down in the dumps. Or they're not as happy or smiling or energetic as they normally are. And it costs you nothing to say, hey, is everything okay? Is everything good? That's part of being a good citizen. Understanding and feeling, having those feelings and trying to see when each one, when we're not feeling good because we can pick each other up. And once again, that's part of being a good citizen. So it's important to notice when others are hurting because one day that might be you. And what do we always say? We always say it's one person today, but it might be you tomorrow. So step two in our guide to having more compassion for others is to simply stop and help. How many times have you seen something going on and you were like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just gonna keep on walking by. That's a bad attitude to have. If you see something going on, stop and help. You never know. You might be the only person that notices that person's bad day, or the only person that has enough leadership to step up and say something and help that student. So if you can, stop and help. Once again, that's part of being a good citizen. And we want you guys to be really, really good citizens. Number three, or step three, take the time to listen. How many times have you been really upset and what you really, really want somebody to do? You may not want them to give you an answer on how to do this or how to do that. You just want somebody to listen. They don't have to they don't have to give you any advice or suggestions or anything. It's just the fact that they gave you a listening ear to let you know that everything is going to be all right. And many times when we have that listening ear, that person allows us to say what's on our mind, get what it is that we have off our chest. A lot of times, guess what? That makes us feel a lot better. So simply stopping to be that listening ear can help, and it shows compassion. Step 4. Now, step 4 is do what I can. It's kind of similar to some of the ones that we've talked about before. But this one, when it says do what I can, a lot of times people people get it in their head that they have to do something really really big. I mean, really big and extra. Not necessarily when showing compassion. Just do what you can. Just do what you can. If it's just sitting there, if it's just saying, "Hey, it's gonna be all right," if it's waving, if it's somebody in the cafeteria sitting by themselves, you just going right over to them and sitting beside them and start eating, and you don't even have to say a word. Just the fact that you saw them sitting over by themselves and you didn't want them to feel lonely. So you went over and sat by them. You didn't even have to say anything. You just sat by them. You saw somebody that had a pencil and they were just writing with a little nub. They had nothing and then the pencil broke. So now you know they don't have another pencil. But you got five. You like, here you go. You can have my pencil. Just do what you can. Do what you can. Because sometimes the littlest things make the biggest differences. But we in our heads get like, hey, I gotta do something big. I gotta do something huge. No. Sometimes the littlest things mean the most to people. And five, the last thing, and this one is easier said than done when we're talking about compassion. Five is be kind regardless of differences. Now, in today's society, we have people that all they have difference of opinions. And just because I don't think the same way that you think, many times people think I'm right, you wrong. Since you're wrong, you're a horrible person. You're a bad person. That's not the case. We just have a difference of opinions. It doesn't make me bad or you good. But the thing that we always have to remember is be kind. No matter our differences, we can't agree to disagree, and we can still walk away and be kind to each other and be respectful to each other. Because after all, we learn from each other. Whether you realize it or not, we learn from each other because all of us have a different point of view. We have different life experiences. So I can learn something from you guys, and I do learn stuff from you because sometimes you see stuff a total, totally different than the way I see it. And if we're mature enough, we can look at it and be like, you know what? I never thought of it that way. So in that way, we're teaching we're teaching each other. But you got to have the compassion, the understanding to realize, hey, everybody's not going to think the same way I think. But I'm still going to be kind to people. I'm still going to treat people with respect. So, in conclusion, this month's character word is compassion. And we said all compassion is caring about the feelings and emotions of others. So we would like to thank Ms. Turner for being the guest to introduce our character word for this month. Also, if you're getting value out of these character videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these videos with others. And as always, it's a great day to be a koala.